Welcome back to On the Pace here on the Morning Line. Myself and Brittany Graham still here. And as Britt mentioned pre the break, we're getting David Wonson on from Menangle to talk about the big night that's coming up there in May, the first Saturday of May. A race night really aimed at the fillies and mares. Plenty of feature racing on the night as well as programmed. Dave, good morning to you, mate. Only a week or 2 weeks or so away from this night. Thanks for joining us here on the Pace.
Morning, Lewis. Yeah, really looking forward to May 4. In support of the McGrath Foundation, we have a few events here, and there's a big fundraiser function that's upstairs. Tickets are going pretty quick on that one as well. It's something that we look forward to each year. We changed it a little bit this year from previous years where it's been at the end of the month. But what we've included is all these good races on the night. So, yeah, really looking forward to May 4.
This night came about. It was, I think I read it was due to a change in the Sky Racing Carnival of Miracles that was shortened to the 2 weeks. And then this night also coincides with the Pacing for Pink month as well. Tell us how it came about and what feature racing we can see on this night.
Yeah, look, we sat down as a group last year. What we wanted to do was have more events here at Menangle. And how we did that was around our feature races. Also, with the change of racing season, what it did was make it really hard for fillies, especially the 2-year-old, 3-year-old fillies, where the back end of a season heavily dominated by the juvenile race, and they didn't really have a lot of time to season over the Christmas break. Then where we were traditionally in that February-March period, we were sort of missing out on those good fillies and mares. So we had to look at it all, decided to make another event, coincided with McGrath Foundation. But what we did, we moved all the fillies and mares races to this May 4th event. Really happy with how it's looking. The Carnival, the Sky Racing Carnival of Miracles was a fantastic event. We had a lot of success. All the indicators are it was a great success. That's turnover, crowd participation, events that we had here. So we're looking to do it again. Starts really April 27 with the heats of the New South Wales Oaks. Going into that May 4 event, we've got 4 Group 1s. That includes the QE2, formerly the Ladyship Mile, the New South Wales Oaks, the MacArthur Mile for trotting mares, and the New South Wales Trotting Oaks. We also have the Pink Bonnet, which goes along with the name anyway, the Pacing for Pink Night, and we have the Lady Driver's Invitation, which is always well participated.
Can't wait for that, David. It's shaping as a great night. And as is always the case when races are moved, it might take a little while or a year or two for things to settle, but it seems the awareness around these races is obviously there because they are time-honoured events. I just wanted to touch on the Queen Elizabeth II Mile, previously known as the Ladyship Mile. It's been a really competitive race the last few years, and I think this year is going to be no different. A very strong crop of local mares. The Victorians always have very good open class pacing mares. We get to see many of them on Saturday night in the Sibelia Stakes. So how will this field be determined? Is it through those lead up races, top 4, top 5? How's it all going to play out?
Yeah, look, previously the Sibelia and the Robin Dundee have dominated. Top 4 horses go straight through to the Queen Elizabeth. We've also had lead-up events like the Ladyship Cup previously in Victoria, and previous to that there was a couple of races in New Zealand that also got an invite. With the change of season, our races have moved. We've changed it slightly this year. Was going to change it a little bit more, but I didn't want to make too many changes in the initial change to dates. So we've got the top 4 from the Sibelia this week, the top 4 from the Robin Dundee next week, but we've also got up to 2 invites. And we've invited a horse. So I'd like, if we can announce it here, it'd be great to announce that Ladies in Red has accepted an invite. Spoke to Clayton and Emma over the weekend, Bill and Sue Anderson. They're more than happy to go straight into the Queen Elizabeth Mile. The club's more than happy to have Ladies in Red competing here on May 4 for our Pacing for Pink. And her colours are pink too. It's a nice little omen to have Ladies in Red here on May 4.
It's going to be great to see her. She was back in action on Saturday night and she was quite exceptional at Melton. We got a glimpse of her throughout the Carnival of Miracles when she took on the boys and was super in those Miracle Mile qualifiers. There was some consideration to her going around in the Miracle Mile, but this is really the race that they have been targeting her towards it. And how dominant was she on Saturday? She looked as though she's right back in the very best frame of mind. So it's sounding likely, David, that we won't see her at Menangle until May 4th for that feature race.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to be the beauty of this race is with these invites, that you're going to have horses winning, the Sibelia performing really well in the Sibelia and the Robin Dundee, but they're not going to be racing each other. So, barrier draws are always important. I've always said there's no bad barriers at Menangle, there's only better odds. But, it'll be interesting, that barrier draw, but she'll be racing against, 2 or 3 last start winners, which is only a good thing for competitiveness and turnover. She's gotten 53 over the 2200 last week at Melton. It's interesting, she's won about 25 of 32 starts. She's won $1 million. She's only ever raced here twice at Menangle, and she hasn't got a victory here yet. Yes, she was about 100 metres off making the Miracle Mile because she was still in second spot, about 100 metres from the line in the sprints. But I reckon, she's won $1 million. She's dominated mares racing the last 12 months, 18 months. But there's something on a CV which I'm pretty sure they'd like to have added to it, and that'd be a 150 or sub 150 mile and a victory here in a Group 1 race.
Yeah, I have no doubt that they'll be breaking that magical 150 mark, all things being equal. They did on Miracle Mile night in a mares event and bring them all together. A lot of go-forward horses, I think, were in for a very special event. You also mentioned those other Group 1 races in New South Wales. Oaks always produces a top-notch filly, and I think this year probably more so, as you mentioned, with this change, giving the fillies a bit more time to recover off the back of a very busy back end to their 2-year-old season. We've already got 2 confirmed runners, am I correct, in Millwood Bliss through the Wraith Memorial and also our Ultimate Ebony through the Young Oaks on Friday night. So that's going to be a great race as well. Throw in the likes of Draw a Dream likely. She was there and back in action in super form last week. Luxa Turner's a big query at the moment. We know that she's an exceptional talent, but she's not where she needs to be right now. So Ricky Orchin's going to have a battle to get her there. I'm sure that he will. This is going to be some race.
Yeah, really looking forward to the Oaks. I think the Nutrient Finals on this Saturday night, Britt, at Melton. Luxa Turner will be in that race. There'll be a couple of nice fillies going around in that as well. Yeah, it's changed a little bit, the dynamics of it, with Millwood Bliss and our Ultimate Ebony going straight into the Oaks, virtue of their wins in the Golden Easter Egg and the Young Oaks, which is great. It's been a great addition to the race as well. It changes it up a little bit too, I think. Once again, you're going to have 4 last start winners if there's 2 heats, 5 last start winners if there's 3 heats of the New South Wales Oaks. So, yeah, it'll change the dynamics of that up. And once again, I think it'll create a lot of interest in that race.
All of these Group 1s, looking forward to seeing Queen Elida back at Menangle as well. So for those that are wanting to head along to this night, you've mentioned the function. I'm sure there's still a few tickets left. I would assume there's going to be fashions on the field and the like as well. So just give us a really brief overview of what's happening off the track.
Yeah, we have the McGrath Foundation event upstairs. Please, tickets are really selling fast. There's only a few tickets left for that event. The restaurant's open there, which is fantastic dining, as you know, on the Group 1 nights. We also have the night markets here again. Hugely successful on Miracle Mile night. Brings a different audience. I heard Michael talking before about getting eyeballs on. What markets have done for us, it's a new audience that are being entertained by the Group 1 racing here. They see how good the prize money is. They see how exciting the racing is. It's great to see kids on the lawn racing horses like they used to once upon a time up the home straight. So that's brought a real big audience, new audience to racing here at Menangle with the night market. So I really encourage everyone, get on the website, Club Menangle website, or just ring the club. Get your tickets early because there's a lot of Group 1 racing on that night and tickets will sell fast in the next 2 weeks.
We really appreciate your time here on The Pace this morning. Thanks for coming on, and the big announcement, of course, in that QE2 mile. Best of luck to you and the team for that first Saturday in May, but for the next few weeks, as you mentioned, it all starts towards the back end of this month. For those who can't be trackside, I can't wait to see it all play out here on Sky Racing 1. Thanks again for your time.
Thanks, Lewis. Look forward to seeing you out here again soon too, mate.
We'll be there very, very shortly. David Wonson joining us to talk about the fillies and mares races coming up at Menangle in the next few weeks. We'll take a quick break here on the Pace. Other side of this, we'll review the feature action that was over the weekend here in Australia, myself and Brittany Graham.